Okay, so here you should have your four completed stacks. Now this is where you're going to take your colored sheet of paper. Now obviously it's hard to tell here, but my paper is bigger than my notebook. So I'm going to open up, and we should have Factors of Production Notes on page 9. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of paper, and you can lay it over your notebook, and you're going to cut it down to fit your notebook. So I'm just going to trim the paper down a little bit so that it will fit in my notebook. And notice we have only 2 sheets of paper, but we have 4 stacks, because to be more efficient, we're going to put 2 things on one page. So if we put school on the first side of the page, what we'll do is we'll flip the page over, and on the back side we'll do one of the other groups. We'll put bank maybe on the back. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll kind of tape it in so that you can flip it over like that. So here's where you're going to need your marker. Okay, at the top here, since we're doing school, we're going to write school. We have 4 stacks of paper, so we're going to need to make 4 columns, right? So I started out with labor, and it doesn't matter what order you do them in, just make sure that you have them all here. So I had labor, I had capital, I had entrepreneur, and I'm just going to abbreviate because that's a long word. And then the last one is natural resources. Okay, so I've written down my 4 categories. So now all I do, this isn't too hard, and take my glue, and I'm going to glue them on. So I'm going to put something under labor, put something under capital, and I will keep putting all of these under capital. I'll glue all of my labor there. All my entrepreneurs I'll glue down here, and then all of my natural resources I'll glue here. And now that I have glue on my hands, everything is sticking to my hand. But anyway, so this is what you'll do. So everything that was in the labor stack, you're going to glue down here. Everything that was under capital, you'll glue down here. Now, capital is probably going to be the biggest group, so you may have to put them close together, or you may want to do it in 2 columns instead of 1. Entrepreneurs, that should be a short list. And natural resources. Okay, so when I'm finished with all of the ones for school, I'm going to turn my paper over, and on the back of it, let's say I decide to do the bank next. I'll write bank, and I'll do the same thing, right? Labor, capital. You might not want to use a Sharpie because it bleeds through. Use a different kind of marker. What else did we have? Entrepreneurs and natural resources. So for the bank, I would take my stacks. I would divide them into my 4 columns, and I would glue them on. When I'm finished with this page, I'll take it, I'll open up my notebook, And what I can do is I'll get some tape. I'll trim it down a little bit more. It looks like I didn't trim it quite enough. I'll just tape the edge in here. You could even fold it, you know, kind of score it like that, so that when you tape it in, you can flip it over and you can see both sides. And then you'll do the same thing for the other two, for restaurant and textiles. And you'll put those in there. Now, I managed to get my Hue camera to work. Hopefully, by some point next week, your in-class teacher will be able to set up the Hue cameras. And once you do, you'll be able to take pictures of your assignments in your notebook and submit them through Canvas. Until then, just keep doing your assignments and putting them in your notebook. That's all I have for you. So your teacher will walk you through the rest of the assignment.